Hi everyone, this is Tuplex. Welcome back. In the last episode, we were getting started with uranium processing, which we built down here. And it looks like I'm out of uranium ore already. I've got 60 fuel cells. All right, so that's enough to get started. We'll have to increase our production of uranium, though. Sulfuric wastewater. What am I missing here? Okay. Yeah, it looks like I'm missing stone and slag. Yeah, I've got no more uranium there. I thought that I was... Well, yeah, I'm making uranium in refining as well. But I think not quite as much. Yeah, I've only got a few hundred there. Yeah, the uranium's coming from over here, and I don't have any crotinium crystals because I'm out of acid. Okay. So, well, anyway, in the meantime, I've got... Alright, I'm just missing some circuits here, some white circuit boards. But I have one reactor. I almost have two. I'm going to start with 2 reactors. And I have a blueprint book that I've used in several of my bases. And this is a typical 2-reactor array. And you can see here we've got 16 heat exchangers. And actually I can just hover over the recipe. 16 heat exchangers, 28 steam turbines to 2 reactors, and that'll give us 160 megawatts. Now that's with Mark 1. But with these mods, I have Mark II available, heat exchanger Mark IIs. So the Mark 1s make 10 megawatts each, and that's why you need 16 to get 160 megawatts out of the 2 reactors. The 160 comes from the fact that 1 reactor can make 40 megawatts, so 2 will give us twice that much, which is 80. But then when we put the 2 next to each other, each one will get a neighbor bonus of 100%, which will give us 160 megawatts. So that's where that comes from. So we need to make sure that our heat exchangers can convert 160 megawatts worth of heat into steam, and then we need turbines that can run that much as well. So the turbines, Mark 1 turbine, well, I'm sorry, let me go back. So a Mark 1 heat exchanger makes 10 megawatts. A Mark 2 heat exchanger makes 15, which is 50% more. So with 15, we would only need about 12 heat exchangers instead of 16. So I kind of like that idea. And then the steam turbines, a Mark 1 makes 5.8 megawatts. So when you're looking at 10 megawatts to 5.8, you end up with some strange ratios. Whereas with Mark II, 15 megawatt consumption and 10 megawatts on the turbine, that means that you can do a 2 to 3 ratio between heat exchangers and turbines, which is nice and clean. The issue with that, though, is that we need tungsten plates for the Mark II heat exchangers. And I was looking into how to make tungsten plates, and it is not pretty. You need tungsten powder, which you can make from cobalt and powdered tungsten. Okay, that's great. I've got a lot of cobalt. It'll be nice to use it up. Powdered tungsten you get from tungsten hexafluoride gas. That comes from tungsten oxide plus hydrofluoric acid. I have only a very small quantity of hydrofluoric acid available, and I'm not making any more. The tungsten oxide comes from tungstic acid, which comes from tungsten and hydrogen chloride gas. The hydrogen chloride gas comes from chlorine and hydrogen. So it's not too simple. Now, fortunately, in my refining area, I'm already making chlorine over here. And I'm actually making hydrogen too from this saline water. Okay, so we can make the hydrogen chloride gas right here, which is rather convenient. Like I said, I've got a little bit of hydrofluoric acid we can bring in. Hopefully it'll be enough to make enough tungsten plates to do what I need here, but probably won't be a lot. And then the rest of it, well, the rest of it I think is fairly manageable. Cobalt powder comes from cobalt ingots. Am I making cobalt ingots yet? I think I am not. No, I'm not. So we better see what it takes to make cobalt ingots. Carbon and cobalt ore, or carbon and cobalt oxide. I'm sure that's the more efficient one. Cobalt oxide comes from limestone and processed cobalt. Processed cobalt is easy enough. Okay. And I think I'm already bringing limestone over here. Yes, I am. I already have limestone available. Okay, so this is going to be a major pain to set all this up, but I think it is doable. And if I set this up for 3 sintering ovens worth, then this is what I'm going to need. So in this episode, I'm going to be working on this. In the meantime, I've already made heat exchanger Mark 1s because that's one of the ingredients for the Mark 2s, in addition to brass pipes and brass plates. I've already made some heat pipes, and I already have 2 reactors. Okay, so I've already got almost everything I need except the tungsten plates. Once I have the tungsten plates, then we can set it up. All right, so let's go back to our planner and let's start making these machines here. Sintering ovens. I don't think I've used those before. Okay, so I'll just make 3 of those. I can do 1 powder mixer Mark II. One blast furnace. All right, for that I need stone brick. Okay, so there's 1 blast furnace. Let's see, on chemical plants, 1 Mark II chemical plant. There we go. 1 chemical furnace. for that I need some basic circuit boards. Pardon me. And that's a Mark I chemical furnace. Then a Mark I chemical plant. 3 assembly machine 2s. Or 2 assembly machine 3s. I think I'll do the 3s. I need white circuit boards. Okay, there's 2 of those. That's going to be an Angel's chemical plant, so let's make another one of those. I need another blast furnace. Another chemical furnace. And 1 ore processing machine Mark II. Okay. Got everything we need. So let's go over to refining and start setting this up. And then when that's done, I'm going to have to try to get my uranium production unstuck somehow. Actually, maybe it'll help if I do more research. Because if I do more research, then I'm going to use materials. And if I use materials, then I should generate more slag and stone, which will give me more uranium. What could we do? Let's do logistics for or mining productivity. Or lab speed. I don't need lab speed. Alright. Yeah, let's do mining productivity. And let's see if we're producing. Yeah, actually I have quite a bit of stone. I should probably upgrade all these belts to blue for the stone. That'll give me 50% more throughput than I currently have. Yeah, adding another red belt would be a little difficult. I could also make this a robot warehouse and have the bots help. Maybe that's not such a bad idea. Let's see. That's in this one. Why don't I have any warehouses? I'm not requesting those anymore for some reason. I wonder if I have any in my train. Doesn't look like it. Can I make one with steel? Yeah, I also need iron and bricks. There we go. Now, I think I can do this without getting an explosion, but just in case, let me save the game. Where is it? Here it is. Yay! Alright. Okay, and then we can just put a request in these warehouses over here for crushed stone, in addition to the belt. I don't have any... I don't have any logistic requests on these at all. Then why do I have... Whoops. Why do I have those warehouses? Stone slag. Oh, I think it was because I was using it for geodes at one point. Or maybe I'm using it for geodes now. I'm not using it for geodes anymore. Okay. Well, anyway, I'm going to put crushed stone in here. And I'll put like, I don't know, 10,000 each. And that'll get the bots involved. It'll get them over there quicker. And when they load quicker, then the trains will come more frequently. And the belt will still help out a bit too. Okay. Yeah, so actually I wanted to go to smelting and casting, not to refining. Let's go up there. But it's good that I did go to refining because I wanted to do that. Yeah, 60 fuel cells will last, you know, if the reactors run non-stop, 200 seconds each. Divide that by 2, since there's 2 reactors. So 30 times 200 is 6,000 seconds. That's 100 minutes. Or wait a minute. Divided by 60. Yeah, it's 100 minutes. Which is about an hour and a half of playtime. It's like 2 episodes worth. But I'm not using that much power, so... well, I'm not too far off, though. Yeah, so it wouldn't last for too long. So I might as well keep working at this until I have enough. Okay, so let us start laying this out. This is going to be a bit of a complicated layout, I think. And I think I'll do the tungsten here, and then I'll do the cobalt next to it. That way I'll be closer to the chlorine and the hydrogen and all that stuff. Okay, so we're going to start with 3 sintering ovens on the output. And I think I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so I'll make 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be nice if you could click on this and have it go in your inventory. Yeah. Okay, so if we line that up like that, 1, 2, and 3. And these are going to make tungsten plate from tungsten powder, which I'm guessing will bring up the side here like that. I'm going to pause for 1 second. Be right back. All right, I'm back. So, yeah, the tungsten powder, I think we can bring up from this side. I'll come back with power poles and inserters and stuff later. And then the plates we can bring out here. And for now, I will just put them into a chest. All right. So next we need the powder mixer. Okay, and that's going to be making tungsten powder. And that comes from powdered tungsten and cobalt powder. So I think the cobalt powder I'll put on one side of the belt, and then the other stuff I'll put on the other side of the belt. Let me just make sure. Yeah, it's 4.5 a second of each one, so that's easy to fit those both on a single belt. No problem. Okay, and then for the powdered tungsten, I need a blast furnace. All right, so let's... Where's my blast furnace? There we go. All right, so I'll put that there. That'll be powdered tungsten. So this belt will be... This belt can just be the powdered cobalt. And then the powdered tungsten I can just feed directly in there. Items per second. Wow, 6 per second. Okay. So for 6 a second, I think I'm going to need one of those. Maybe a fast inserter would work. Let's see. Yeah, a fast inserter would work. So we'll do that. Okay. All right. And then into the blast furnace, we need the tungsten hexafluoride, which is going to be made in a chemical plant Mark II, which I'll put right there. There we go. I'll just connect those with a single pipe. And this is also going to need a source of fuel. Had some iron ingots that got misplaced from when I had a explosion earlier, I think. Okay. Yeah, so I need a fuel source. What have I got down here? This is being split off many times. That looks like carbon. Ah, okay. And that's fairly close by. Actually, maybe I should be building that down here. No, I'll keep it up there, because this is going to be a big process. Okay, and I'll just put a loader in there. And bring that up like this. Okay, and then this is also going to give me fluorite, which I'll have to dispose of. So for now, I will just put a filter inserter into a silo, and we'll filter that for fluorite ore. And I'm not sure where that is. Let's see. There we go. I'm just wondering, where do I use fluorite ore? Because I don't recall right now. I know I make it. Is it actually used for anything? Okay, yeah, it's used for hydrofluoric acid. Okay, and hydrofluoric acid is what I need here. Okay, and we also need calcium sulfate, which I think is what that is, isn't it? No, that's sodium hydroxide. All right, so how do we make calcium sulfate? That's it. Where do we use calcium sulfate? We can use it to make sulfur dioxide gas and lime. Which we can convert back to sulfuric acid. Okay, so I think I see a possible chain reaction over here. All right, well, let's come back to this. Actually, let's do this now. Hydrofluoric acid. From fluorite ore, so 1.2 fluorite ore is what we would need to produce enough hydrofluoric acid. But we're only going to be making half that much. So I'll still need more fluorite ore. That's sulfur. Where am I making hydrofluoric acid? I know I'm making it down here somewhere. Here's where I'm making it. Yeah, and here's... That's that stuff that I need. Oh, okay. Yeah, that is fluorite ore. Okay. Yeah, so there's fluorite ore. Now what is this missing? Sulfuric acid. Okay. Yeah, so I'm just short on sulfuric acid over here. All right. I've got lots of fluoric wastewater, apparently. And more fluorite ore than I need. All right, so for the fluoric acid, I suppose what I could do is just I could just export the fluorite ore down here and use it to supplement this. But right now the bottleneck here is getting the sulfuric acid to combine with it. Because I'm just not making that fast enough. I'm going to have to go see what the problem is down here. Sulfur dioxide gas. Okay, well that's what I'm making. Are we... Yeah, we're running short on oxygen. I need another flare stack. Okay, so I'm going to have to detour a little bit. I'm not making enough oxygen because I'm not getting rid of the nitrogen fast enough. Where is my darn train? Oh, it's way up there. Okay. Good thing I got my car here. Yeah, so I need to go put on another flare stack or two. So I can keep up with the nitrogen production. Flare stack. Okay, I'll make a stack of flare stacks. Alright, so that's waste processing. And then hopefully that'll help speed up the sulfuric acid production. And give me more of the other stuff that I need. Okay, I'm going to want another overflow valve, which I have right there. I'll put that on the other side. Now, how much nitrogen am I making here? Whoops. 550 per second. So why can't this handle 550 a second? Alright, well let's just try with one more flare stack. And see if that gets all these lights turning green. And if not, then I'll add another one. Okay, that's not going anywhere. That's not going anywhere. Or maybe I need some pumps. It's not even full. I might need more pipe. Although, I mean, 550 a second is... that should be doable on... with 2 pipes. Well, I mean, the tank's not full. Let's try putting a couple pumps here. Yeah, that seems to be making no difference whatsoever. Yeah, I don't think that's making much difference. So what if I did this just to help this along? That'll help relieve some of the pressure before it has to go through the pipes. Okay, that seems to be helping over here. On this side, I don't really have the room to do it though. Okay, well, that helped. Yep, now my tank's filling up again. Okay. Yeah, so that's not the cleanest setup in the world, I would say. There, that's a little bit more symmetrical. Okay, and now my oxygen buffer is filling up. Oxygen pipes filled up. And we should be making acid more quickly. Oh, I'm using sulfur dioxide gas here too. Okay, maybe that's why. Well, except I'm not really using much of it at all. Yeah, and I've got this set so that I only get that when I have an excess of sulfuric acid. So that's why I'm hardly getting any of it over there for the hydrofluoric acid. And I think I probably want to keep it that way because I need the sulfuric acid more than I need the hydrofluoric acid. Why do I have a top-up valve here? Allows flow if the output side is below 80%. Okay, and this is slowed down for purified water, which I'm only getting from here. All right. I've got plenty of purified water that I'm clarifying. Okay. Yeah, so let's put a pump here. And let's pump here with an overflow valve. Okay. That way, my purified water will get used over here first. Okay, well that's looking much better already. There's actually a little bit staying in the tank from time to time. Of course, it's all still going into barrels, but hopefully we'll catch up. Now, how much sulfuric wastewater do I have? I can always make more sulfuric wastewater. Oh, get out of the way. Yeah, this is the sulfuric. Alright, yeah, I don't have a whole lot coming in apparently. And when I say I can always get more, because over here I'm not creating any sulfuric wastewater from the coke, which I could do. Of course, I'm not using any of that stuff right now either. But, you know, we could always we could always just set something up just to make tons and tons of coke and stuff it in warehouses, just so we can generate more sulfuric wastewater. I think I have a delivery of it coming. Yeah, here's some more. Okay. Well, I'll let it run like this for a while and we'll see if it stabilizes at all. Hopefully, I'll reach a point where I'll be getting more sulfuric acid than I need so that I can make some hydrofluoric acid. But for now, I should have... In fact, what I'll do is I'm going to take some of the hydrofluoric acid with me. Actually, let me put that back in there. I'll take it from this side so that it gets rebalanced. Okay, so this way I'll have some that I can use to make the tungsten plates that I want. I'll just throw those in my train for now. Okay, so let's head back to smelting. And we'll continue that setup in the next episode, because we're out of time. If you guys have any suggestions for me, I'd appreciate it. I get lots of good ideas from all of you. Always appreciate it. And I will see you next time. Take care now. Bye-bye.